Welcome, one and all. The 16th episode of 7 Sunday Morning Hot Takes begins with a minor correction. Last week, I opened the video with Sabah Akrir and said that means morning of light. In fact, Sabah An-Nur means morning of light, and that would be the typical response to Sabah Akrir, which means morning of goodness. Not sure how I mixed that up, my own personal Mandela effect, or maybe I just smoked too much weed. In any case, a little embarrassing, but some of the most useful advice I was ever given came from an Egyptian who told me, "Fuck embarrassed." I'm the dispatcher, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Hot take number 1. I like to pair up certain wrestlers, so maybe that'll be a running theme throughout this episode. Drew McIntyre is back, and that's a real plus because he's one of the best workers WWE have. I'm glad he's decided to forget about Jacob Fatu, and I hope he's putting Priest behind him too. Not sure how Drew's going to fight his way back into the main event picture, but that's where he deserves to be. However, there's a lot of competition, and everybody's got backup these days, so who should Drew cozy up to for strategic support? My first choice for an interesting alliance would be Kevin Owens, but that's off the table for now, so how's this for a surprise enforcer for the Scottish Warrior? NXT champion, Oba Femi. There's no connection that I know of between these two wrestlers other than similar builds and styles, but I could see them having a positive mentor-student relationship that eventually led to a passing of the torch moment, and I wouldn't want to mess with either of them while the other was in their corner. What would you call this pairing? Easy. Odruba McIntyre. Hot take number 2. Congratulations to Finn Balor and especially JD McDonough, the new Raw Tag Team Champions, defeating the New Day on Monday night. I hope we will still get more of the New Day in the mix, but for now I'm happy to see Judgement Day holding all the gold again. If it stays like this till Liv gets back, the Women's Intercontinental will be calling to her, and I hope that by that time Lyra has the title back again, and we finally get Liv versus Lyra, which is and has been my dream match for a while. I am pleased for JD McDonough, his second run with the tag belts and first since he came back from that terrible injury, so it's well deserved, but I still think there's a missed opportunity here for JD to have stolen the El Grande gimmick. Ah well, it's a good chance at redemption for Kaiser, allegedly, who no doubt will want revenge on our good friend Penta after losing to him in a no-holds-barred match way back in mid-March. Since then, Kaiser's only action has been lurking sadly in the background. Penta better watch out, because whoever is under that mask is also going to be seeking vengeance against Henry Winkler's spiritual successor for taking out El Grande's benefactor and completely separate person, Chad Gable. Hot take number 3. Easy come, easy go for tag teams on SmackDown. Fraxium lose, but what an awesome match. I get that Andrade and Phoenix need a push as a new tag team, but Fraxium still seem kinda new as well. I also don't like it when thrown together superstars beat established teams in their first outing, but that's an old gripe that's never going away. There's so many good tag teams already on SmackDown, I'm not sure we need Andrade and Phoenix carving up the division, as the Wyatt Six is already doing a pretty good job of smashing it to bits. One of these teams should transfer over to Raw, and I nominate Fraxium, and let's set them up against New Catch Republic as soon as we can. Injuries may be holding them back, and are also coming at a bad time for Pretty Deadly, but in the case of former tag champions Waller and Theory, mediocre booking may have permanently wrecked a once promising duo. Hot take number 4. Last week I forgot to do a super unpopular hot take, although advocating for referees to count in Arabic so that last woman standing matches will go faster would probably qualify. Ladies, I get it now. I love the women's division, but the women's division doesn't love me. We seem like a perfect fit, but we're fundamentally juxtaposed in our outlook on life. It's like two people headed in the same direction, going to the same destination, but two completely different perspectives on how to get there. It's frustrating and tragic. I'll give you an example. I picked Jade to win the Royal Rumble. She wins the Queen of the Ring. I picked Naomi to be Queen of the Ring. She wins Money in the Bank. I picked Rhea to win Money in the Bank. She gets a title shot with Theo at Evolution just because. A battle royal at Evolution, in my opinion, is a bit of a slight, and only there to satisfy the need to get as many bodies as they can waving from the stage at the end of the night. But most frustratingly, Becky, Bayley, Lyra, the storyline that is the heartbeat of the women's division right now, and nothing announced for either Saturday Night or Evolution. Why aren't they leading with that? Why aren't those three dead center on the posters and promotional material for Evolution? I asked for this weeks ago, but Bayley versus Becky, Hell in a Cell at Evolution seems like such an obvious moneymaker. And I wouldn't want to cut Lyra out of the picture. I'd actually justify the cage match because neither Becky nor Bayley trust Lyra not to interfere. And then she will anyways. Or just do a triple threat. Whatever. Why aren't they hyping the heck out of this female loathe triangle? At least we're getting Jade and Naomi, the blood pressure of the division. And since my fantasy booking seems to come oh so close and yet oh so far, let's try this out. I think Naomi should have an enforcer behind her if she wants to ensure a successful cash-in. Imagine Naomi coming to the ring, briefcase in hand, and Shayna Baszler with her for extra muscle and security. If only the Queen of Spades was still in WWE, Baszler would give the expression, proceed with caution, extra meaning and sincerity. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm really looking for. But if that's too much to ask, ladies, let me know. If Kairi and Asuka are announced as the Raw Tag Team for the Fatal 4-Way, that would be a plus. If it's the Bella Twins, I'll understand. We're on separate journeys. Hot take number 5. Speaking of super unpopular, there's been a lot of discussion about fan disappointment with Kross losing to Sami in Saudi. That's kind of nuts. Sami was never going to lose in front of a Riyadh audience, and Sami's had 14 losses in 19 matches since War Games last year. He needs the win more than anything, and a loss to Karrion would have been unacceptable. But this feud and storyline has legs, and I expect it to run through the summer and for Karrion to get an extension. There's a lot riding on this for Kross, but if you had to work with someone who's eventually going to put you over and make you look like a wrestling machine, you couldn't have a better colleague than Sami Zayn. Expect a double turn in this feud soon, and then a double turn right back, just in time for the new year. Sami is a family guy after all, and a Saudi Rumble awaits, so that'd be my long-term vision for now. Hot take number 6. While we're in this neighborhood, let's drop in on Thomas Pestock. Who's that, you might ask? Also known as Baron Corbin, currently wrestling as Bishop Dyer, Thomas, as he's known to almost nobody, has been performing with MLW lately and recently secured the Tag Team Championships along with his partner Donovan Dijak. If there's anybody watching this video who's seen my very first Sunday morning Hot Takes video, that's weird. But even stranger would be recalling that my second ever Hot Take was suggesting Baron Corbin and Karrion Kross would make an awesome tag team. Well, now that Mr. Pestock, as he's known down at the post office, has shown that he can be part of a successful tandem, I'd love to see Baron Corbin come back, perhaps under his new persona, Bishop Dyer, and pair with Karrion Kross. Like two colossal monolithic gladiators who could also be quite funny. I mean, you've got a Bishop and a Kross. How can you not put that together? The Bishop and Kross is a dreary name for a pub, but it's a fantastic name for a killer tag team. Hot take number 7. This is my last chance to give you my predictions for Saturday night's main event, but I'm still not sure I know all the matches. Rollins and LA Knight will probably be the most entertaining match, and I expect the Visionary to make a clear statement. Gunther versus Goldberg has me a bit concerned, because WWE love to gaslight their fans. Here's what I expect. Goldberg will demolish Gunther in the first 90 seconds, similar to how he shocked the world against Brock at Survivor Series in Toronto. Except this time, kick out at 2.99. Had you going, didn't I? See how easy it would be? And then Gunther slowly works his way back, and the two of them punch, kick, and chop each other until Goldberg is gassed, and Gunther pins him with one foot on his chest. If it's AJ versus Dominic, I doubt AJ will be the first to steal gold away from the Judgement Day clubhouse, so Dom for the win there. And if it's McIntyre versus Orton, then you gotta think Drew has something to prove after Damian Priest just walks out the door on him. I mean, he just walked out the door. He goes out the door. What kind of bullshit is that? So it's Rollins, Gunther, Dominic, and Drew. Those are my picks for Saturday night. Thanks for being here. Come back next week, and maybe I will too, with Saturday night's main event reactions and Evolution predictions, all in one convenient place. And speaking of convenient, now would be a convenient time for Brock Lesnar to return. And since I like pairing people up with an enforcer, imagine Brock returns, as in his enforcer is Omos. Fucking deal with that. Well, here's how. A clash in Paris, Brock and Omos against Odruba and Femi-Tire. I'm the dispatcher. You're on the top turnbuckle, and every day's sunset flip.